and welcome to another edition of Let It Be Known. It is Wednesday, the day before everybody scatters out of here. Niele, how are you?
I'm good. Peace and love, everybody, and welcome to Let It Be Known. We have some headlines to get through today, right before Thanksgiving.
And let's see, does our producer have any surprises for us this morning? Anything this
I
morning,
talked to
Greg?
Pharrell Williams, and this is what Pharrell communicated to me as we spoke. Number one, he feels like the context of where he was and what he was talking about is not being considered. Pharrell was doing a talk for a Black Ambition initiative that he has. The intent of this initiative is to invest into Black and Brown entrepreneurship, lots and lots of money, over $85 million to invest into DEI programs, diversity inclusion programs, and make sure that the people behind these programs get exactly what they need. What he meant to say and was trying to say, as Pharrell told me, is that politics, which he was specifically talking about right versus left politics, not the overall example of what it means to be politically knowledgeable or engaged. He's talking about right versus left politics and how right versus left politics typically leave people behind. It's divisive because it doesn't get at the heart of an issue. It is a fight for political power. That is something that he doesn't want to be a part of. What he wants to be a part of is empowering people to go out and live their dreams and execute the things that they are talented in. That is one part of it. The other part of it, in terms of him talking about being the best, is what he was saying is that the only thing you are going to have to fall back on, if in fact DEI is dismantled, is how great you are. And that greatness is going to be the thing that you are going to have to invest into in terms of yourself, if in fact there is no DEI, which is why he has the organization that he has, is because he wants to give everybody the opportunity to be the best. This is what I would say. For everyone that's like Pharrell, he's someone that has had a tremendous amount of influence and success over the course of a phenomenal career. For everyone that is like Pharrell, for everyone that actually cares about people and wants to help people, have someone that you can have conversations with around situations or things that you are uninitiated on. Because not everybody is meant to be able to speak on these things. And he said that that's not his thing. His thing is not speaking on issues like
one
this.
Of the first things he said.
His thing is not speaking on issues. So then the question is, if you are him, what do you do to make sure that things like this that are subtracting to your overall goal, that those things don't happen? I talked to Pharrell Williams.
Let
That was
Pharrell
a
talk
whole
for
lot of
yeah,
nothing
a
burger.
whole lot of nothing. Let him talk for himself then. The thing about it, is that if they are getting rid of, and they are, and dismantling DE and I, what the heart of it is that it doesn't matter how much talent you have. If you Black, they want to hold you back. And I've never been one, and I've always said this. I don't think people should be taking advice from celebrities anyway. If I
The
want
thing
advice
about it
about
is,
producing, I'll go to Pharrell.
right. But the thing about it is that the whole purpose of his program is because those people weren't getting the opportunities that they deserve. So it just really made him look stupid because you're sitting in front of a program that you created because of the lack of opportunity that Black and Brown people didn't have. And so you created a program to provide those opportunities for them. That's
Mhm.
the whole purpose of his program, is to provide opportunities for Black and Brown people because they weren't getting it in the corporate America that they had the ambitions
Right.
to do. So I
Right.
mean, it's just like it defeats the purpose. He just should, he just shouldn't have said anything because that was just the stupidest thing to say in front of a bunch of Black and Brown people that he's funding because they didn't have the opportunities that he's talking about.
Right. I think Reese Colbert, as always, she nailed it. It's like, yeah, let us finally get something just because we are black. I mean, what we got because we are black. She ran it down. Maternal mortality rates, unemployment rates, diabetes, redlining. We got all that because we black. Now let us get something good because we black. I mean, give me a break. It's just too much. Too much. Good morning, destined forever to live. She says what he meant to say with the eye rolling. Um, Folks, DC Mayor Muriel Bowser announced that she is not running for a fourth term. She said that the hardest thing she's had to do is this, saying she believes she has accomplished the things she set out to do. She calls serving as mayor the honor of my life, and now she will use her final year uh, to finish the job she started. But she says she's happy with her accomplishments, Niele.
Yeah, I mean, you and Greer are real critics of her, and so you got what you wanted. She's gone.
Listen, I don't live in the district, so her what she does and doesn't do doesn't really affect me. But I just think that, as RNG points out, uh, and I know she was painted in a very, very tough corner, but it seems like, the word I'm going to use, homegirl just capitulated. And so I know that, like, Denise Rolock of the Washington Informer, she begs to differ. She talks about the challenges that Mayor Bowser had, but I just think that you just, if you are if you hear that you're going to be indicted, for instance, this is what I like in what Muriel Bowser did. If you hear that there's a chance you're going to be indicted, the prosecutor's going to present a case to the grand jury. They haven't presented it yet, but they're going to. And then you go and turn yourself in and say, all right, here, put me in jail. They're going to indict me. So she said when Trump came in, she went out to Mar-a-Lago, kissed the ring, and then she immediately dismantled Black Lives Matter Plaza because she said, I know he's going to require that. I know he's going to want that. She started doing this other stuff because she knew he was going to want it. So she turned herself in before she was indicted, in my opinion.
I mean, it's a lot of people that are not running for office. So I think we're going to see a lot of people. A lot of people are just drained too. I mean, she
Oh,
could be
yeah,
just
got to be.
tired. Like, I don't have it. I don't feel like fighting my people. I don't feel like fighting these white folks. I can give me a nice, cushy job in the private sector, or maybe she wants to run for Eleanor Holmes' spot. We don't know. So,
That was going from the fire to the from the frying pan to the
but
fire,
I mean,
right?
you just never know. But it'll be interesting to see if she ends up in the private sector, or if she decides and has other ambitions to run for another office. Time will tell.
Yeah, it's interesting. DC is going to be undergoing a lot of big changes. The mayor's office is going to change, and so you mentioned Eleanor Holmes Norton. You know that next year she is not going. She either is not going to run, or she's going to not win next year. And these are, in Eleanor's case, this is the biggest champion that DC has ever had for statehood. Eleanor Holmes Norton. And of course, that's a fight that I'm sure at times she felt she was fighting alone. She made strides, and now, Eleanor Holmes Norton is what, 88 years old, I think.
Yeah, she's almost, no, I don't know, but she's almost 90. Put it that way.
Yeah,
She's pushing
yeah,
90. She's closer to 90 than she is to 85.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's going to be interesting what happens to DC going forward. Switching gears over to New Jersey, Patrick Thomas, an African American firefighter from Bloomfield, has filed a $25 million lawsuit claiming he endured repeated acts of racist harassment inside the Bloomfield Fire Department, including being handed a noose during a training session in an incident that was recorded on camera. The black man says the harassment escalated during a rope and rappelling training exercise 2 years ago. He says that fellow firefighter Walter Coffey tied a noose, approached him, laughing, and said, I want you to figure out what kind of knot this is.
Mm, mm.
It's Yeah, some folks gonna some folks.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Dr. Marilyn said, making deals with the devil, shaking my head. And Lydia Mathis says, what she said, gobble Google? What? And destined forever to live is, again, we reminded that is the Stephanie Humphrey channel. So,
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
well, hopefully that he gets some justice, with the lawsuit that he's filing.
And
Good
speaking
luck.
of justice, yeah. Speaking of justice, Niele, your boy is at it, and now his pet project is coming to fruition on Tuesday. 50 Cent has executive produced the documentary about Diddy for Netflix. It's a four-part, 4-hour miniseries called The Reckoning, and it's said to be a brutal takedown by 50 Cent of Diddy. Um, my goodness, this guy doesn't stop at all. He says in a press release, he says, quote, you can't continue to hurt people and nothing ever happens. So this is about some sort of hurt that Diddy put on 50 Cent, right?
I mean, 50 is a day late and a dollar short. We saw there's nothing new that we can learn. We learned it all in court. We heard it through Cassie, we heard it through his baby mama. We know it all. And 50 really better be careful because he takes his job too personal as an executive. And I think that he's going to learn the hard way. He's building all this stuff in Shreveport, but people are tired of him. He messed up our power universe. He got into it with Big Meech. It's like, if you're going to be an executive and stay out of street stuff. Like, you can't bring the streets to the TV show. We just want to watch the show. His power universe is falling off. We'll see. There's nothing else he could tell me about Diddy. I'm not gonna be watching, and I think he's missed the mark. He should have put this out with, who did it right? TMZ. When all this stuff
Yeah.
was happening with Diddy, they was dropping documentary after documentary on Tubi. They were in real time responding to what was happening. There's nothing that this documentary can tell us that we don't
It's
already
just
know.
right. And I think it's just going to show. You're absolutely right. I think it's just going to show his pettiness is going to shine brightly throughout this for those who care to watch it. I don't think I'll be spending 4 hours watching
Yeah.
this.
What
And
else could
you're
he
not
tell us
supporting
that
Diddy. It's
we
just,
don't know? What else could he
yeah,
tell us that we don't know?
right, right.
Cassie told us, okay? She told us that he
The
peed in her
trial
mouth.
told us.
What else could he tell? Cassie told us that the man peed in her mouth.
Good
What
Lord.
else could 50 Cent tell us that we don't know? That his baby mama didn't tell us? What else could they tell?
And
We
therein
know.
lies the rub, right? The baby mama situation. Isn't that really what this is all about for 50?
I
Some
think
sort
it's
of,
about that, but I also think it's like it goes deeper than that because Diddy did that to be petty, with the girlfriend. But the
okay.
beef between him and Diddy, runs deep for whatever. I mean, and 50 takes shots at Jay-Z too.
Right.
50 really is the outcast of hip hop.
Like Nicki Minaj. She's certainly on that slope too, isn't she?
And they're friends. Her and 50 are friends.
Oh,
They
two
rock.
peas in
They
a
they
pod.
they ride together. She brought 50 out on her concert tour. Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I guess so much for the saying strange bedfellows. Because they're not strange to each
Yeah.
other.
Nobody's
Oh
watching
my
that.
gosh. All right, let's have a little fun, Niel. This is what Kid Cudi wrote on social media that got him dragged. He
Who is Kid Cudi? No, I'm just.
who is Kid Cudi?
he
Um,
he testified in the Diddy trial.
oh, he sure did. He sure did. I didn't even think about that, but I want the chat to tell us what y'all think of what his latest thing that got him dragged about Michael Jackson. He said Michael was the greatest, but he was just music. He says, I'm thinking more than music. I want to be known as one of the greatest because of my range in the arts, music, visual arts, fashion, directing, acting, etc. So wait a minute. So Michael was only a vocalist according to Kid Cudi? I
Um, I,
mean, what what world did he come from?
well, I mean, I think it's a generational conversation. You know, Michael Jackson to us is different from Michael Jackson to maybe a millennial or a younger person. So, you know, from that perspective, I get it. I think Michael Jackson does transcend generations, uh, but you know, Michael Jackson to us might not be Michael Jackson to his generation.
Okay, but when you think about generations, that I don't know that that's about that. Is he's saying that he was only? I mean, it reads like he's only saying that. Oh, he only sang nothing else, and we all know. I don't care who you are, from 1 to 100. You knew that Michael more than just singing. I mean, it was his performances that really dazzled everybody more than the music, right?
Like I said, I think it's a generational thing. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I really
Wow.
do.
So, I mean, in 10 years, are we going to say that Beyonce was just a vocalist?
Maybe
That's just, then
because
don't, then now you know
Beyonce is
who not to listen
auntie.
to.
Beyonce is to a lot of younger kids now. Beyonce is auntie age.
What
We
y'all? Oh
talking
wait, wait,
about.
wait, 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 wait. Y'all not right. Because you too old for this. You too big for your age to not speak on the fact that Michael Jackson. It wasn't just his performances.
Right.
His music changed everybody.
And you're in our
Lyrics.
age bracket. You're
Yeah,
in
yeah,
our
I
age
understand that.
bracket.
No, but what I'm trying to say is Randy's son is 7 years old. You understand what I'm saying? So it goes beyond that, but even more than that, the music that he wrote, it wasn't just his performances, it was the lyrics of some of the songs, it was the type of songs. So, you know, he is one performer that you cannot take any of it away from. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm
You can't take it.
saying.
It wasn't just his performance, it was the culture that he created across the
Right.
globe.
Right.
And
Right.
there's very few people. Beyonce's one of those people who fall into that category. The truth be told, Elvis never fell in that category.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can't even
Yeah.
put the Beatles in that category because at the time that they were, talking about the Beatles represented only really a white audience. Even though, we we remixed that by the time hip hop came about because we didn't have instruments. And so, I mean, I'm just saying, like, come on, Kid Cudi.
Yeah, he picked the wrong one. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you say what you want about Michael. I can be one of Michael's biggest critics on certain things, but my gosh, he changed everything. The
Yeah.
culture,
I
like you
mean,
said, and everything.
I think we're preaching to the choir. I think to really have this conversation, we need to have a multi-generational. I mean, I know that there are kids that listen to Michael Jackson, but it depends on who their grandparents are and who they're, and I think it's a generational thing, you
So
know.
I think it's like this. Who discovered light? You can't say, oh, okay, he only discovered light. I mean, it's just a generational thing. You have to acknowledge that he discovered light. Michael Jackson turned the music. Muhammad Ali was given credit for saving boxing in the 1960s, and he did. It was just dying out. Nobody was interested. Um, that's what Michael Jackson did for music. He totally changed the entire game. It's like you can't just say that he was just another artist. It's hard to fathom that an artist, Kid Cudi, supposedly an artist, would say that about a Michael Jackson. You could say that about others. I mean, I just I don't know.
I'm a Michael Jackson fan. I think he's the baddest. I think he's the trendsetter and he sets the bar for artists. I believe that, but I'm just saying that, as what was hot yesterday might not resonate with, a generation today. That's what I say.
Mhm,
It would be interesting just to have an intergenerational conversation,
mhm.
and see what the millennials and the Gen Zers think. Because if you have like raised in a household where people listen to Michael Jackson and it's a part, of your culture, then yeah. But if it's not, if Michael Jackson, if your mama loved Prince and not Michael Jackson, guess what? He might feel differently about Prince because that's what was in his household. I'm just
Well,
saying, I
yeah.
think that Michael Jackson set the bar for a
Mhm.
Beyonce. He did set the
There's no
bar,
question,
but
right?
it's because of the generation that I was raised in that I know that.
Right, and the comparisons of Prince and Michael Jackson was always, and Kid Cudi is 41 years old, so yeah, he certainly should know better. But the comparisons, like everyone knows Prince is my dude. Yeah, I will take Prince any day, but Prince was not Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson did the things that allowed people like Prince and others to flourish.
Right? Yeah. I mean, he said he changed how black people were seen on MTV. I mean, he definitely was a trendsetter. I'm Michael Jackson forever.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
just, I mean, Kid
Doc-
Cudi, he got it wrong. But
Dr.
it
Marilyn
looks
says,
like he apologized. He did
did
apologize.
he apologize? Good. Dr. Marilyn says he probably was conceived on MJ's music.
Nah, he probably conceived on Teddy Pendergrass's music.
Petty. Nobody gets conceived on Michael's music, right? They just enjoy themselves. Oh my gosh. Wow. He changed the music video game as well, says the Stephanie Humphreys channel. Yeah, yeah, he certainly did that. And it was just funny to me to see somebody like Kid Cudi. It'd be one thing if somebody, you're talking to people on the street who's not in the industry, don't know a whole lot about that, will say something like that. But gosh, Kid Cudi. All right, we'll move on from the king of
You
pop
like
into
Michael,
the
not Michael Jackson.
uh
I said you like not Michael Jackson. Yeah,
well, you
I
see,
mean,
I have to be fair. Like y'all know, I get on this guy for stuff that y'all don't want me getting on him for. But one of the things I can't take away, nobody can take away, is the sheer unmitigated greatness of Michael Jackson.
yeah, I mean, like Big Cheese says, Michael Jackson is the GOAT. See, sometimes we agree on things. I agree with you, Big Cheese. He is the GOAT. But this is what I was
Black
talking about
history.
yesterday with AI.
Hmm.
There's some artists that are going to be that you can't AI. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
you could do whatever, but like Michael Jackson, Beyonce, AI never. Okay,
Uh,
but all of these younger artists, like a Kid Cudi, and he's 41, yeah, but like a Kid Cudi, like a I don't want to name them because then I don't want to, offend anybody. But these new artists do not compare. They're here today, gone tomorrow. We don't have any artists that transcend time. Marvin Gaye transcends time. Okay. Motown artists, because they were groomed, they were trained, polished, they transcend time. These new artists today, here today, gone tomorrow. So yeah, AI will take that over. But like a
yeah.
Michael Jackson, you can't AI that. You're not gonna be able to do that.
Well, his nephew's gonna try and summing his uncle for the Michael movie, so we'll see.
Well, I think he's doing, from the clips that I've seen, the songs that I've heard, I think he's done an excellent job at portraying his uncle. And I'm glad that
Yeah,
the family or whoever did the casting picked him, because he did an excellent job so
yeah. There's
far
a
from what I've
couple.
seen.
Yeah, there's a couple of the nephews in that family that I think would have, and Jafar obviously is one of them, would have been able to pull this off. So you couldn't. I don't think it could have gone wrong with the nephews. Not any of them, but at least there's a handful that they could have picked from, and they probably picked the right one. It looks like they picked the right one. I should say. All right. So since this is the last show before the break, let me ask everybody watching this morning, if you were hosting Niele, and I know you are, you got your Popeyes stuff and all that other stuff that you cooking up. If you were hosting the ultimate get together for the holiday weekend, which Black TV crew are you inviting to the table? Are you calling up the Living Single family that had the vibe long before the trend went mainstream? Or are you rolling with Martin and Gina's Wild Detroit crew? or a different world squad that felt like family from day one, or are you calling up girlfriends in that circle that knew how to ride for each other no matter what? And since we're talking about the season and family, who's your number one Black TV dad of all time? Is it James Evans? Is it Carl Winslow or Julius from Everybody Hates Chris, Uncle Phil, or Cliff Huxtable? So who are you bringing? Who's heading your table out of these people?
See what I'm saying, Stacy? You stay in the 80s. Where? What about the
No, there's the 90s. There's Uncle Phil, and there's
Yeah, but I'm
Everybody
just
Hates
saying
Chris.
you went. I'm like, where's the crew from Insecure? I'm picking the Insecure
Secure.
crew. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. We just
But
got.
I
Are
would
you?
pick,
Wait.
okay, out of your choices, I would go with the girlfriends. No, I don't. I'm gonna go. They're toxic. What are the choices again?
So it's girlfriends. It's of the shows, girlfriends, a different world. Martin and Gina. Martin, of course.
Oh, I'm calling Martin because I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh. Say less. I'm doing Martin. I'm gonna laugh.
Well, yeah, Martin.
Tommy,
You get the.
brother man from the fifth floor is gonna come through the window and take the turkey leg and climb on back out the window. Martin's mama's gonna come. It's just so Shanae gonna knock on the door
Oh
and bring some
gosh.
mac and cheese. Tommy gonna come. Cause he ain't got no job.
Tommy ain't got no job. No, Tommy.
Pam is gonna come, and him and Martin gonna get into it. So yeah, I would go with the Martin crew.
You going with the I would go of the crews. I would go with Martin as well, and of the dads, that's a hard choice. I mean, I'm thinking James Evans, but I'm also thinking Cliff Huxtable. To
James,
me,
I
it's
don't want his
one of those
mean
two.
ass at my
Yo,
I
what?
want Dr. Huxtable. James Evans is too mad, and he gonna tell you how much food you can have on your plate, and he gonna make sure you eat everything on your plate before you get seconds.
Wait a minute now. Come on now.
I'm going with Dr. Huxtable.
So you just dismissing James like that. James will get the belt out on you
He
for
too
dismissing him like
mean.
that.
He too mean.
He gonna get the belt on you, that's for sure.
He too
Well, who
mean.
y'all
He
going with?
angry.
Patricia?
And they gonna have low income meals. I want a Huxtable.
Wait, that's all they could afford.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to Dr. Huxtable's house.
Oh
Okay?
Lord, that's a shame, Nia. I thought
You
better
gonna
of
get you
you.
some brisket. You might get you some rack of lamb. You might, you're gonna get
Come on,
the
the Evans
full
gonna
trim.
do it right though. James
Nah.
gonna make sure he puts.
They
some
went
good food
down.
on
They
the
went down to the turkey giveaway.
table. That's right. That's
Nah,
a shame.
I'm cool.
So Patricia Jackson said living single, and she is taking she went outside of our picks, and she went with Fred Sanford as the dad that she
No,
wanted.
I really don't want his ass. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, ma'am.
Fred gonna bring you some Ripple.
And I am not getting none of that food out that house. Mm-mm.
Fred gonna hook you up. He gonna give you some hog mogs and some Ripple.
Mm-mm. Definitely not Fred Sanford. Mm-mm.
Why not?
Mm-mm.
Come on, Fred knew what he was doing back then. Fred was a cooker. He cooked all the time for Lamont.
When that show used to came on, I just used to be like, this man is so ignorant. He just ignorant. He just ignorant.
Oh, Mike V has a good one. Charles Dutton and Rob, but they didn't have any kids though. Mike,
They
Rob
didn't?
didn't have any kids. No,
Oh.
he had his little brother Joey. He wasn't little, but Joey acted like a child. But no, he didn't have any kids though. But
Or who
yeah,
I would go with? Judge Banks from Fresh Prince. Now I would
Uncle
go,
Phil.
yeah, Uncle Phil. I definitely Uncle Phil or Dr. Huxtable. That's it.
So Stephanie Humphrey's
I want
channel
the
says,
fancy smancy stuff.
okay. So Stephanie Humphrey says a different world would be the cast that she'd have at her table, and Dr. Huxtable. Oh yes, they had that Thanksgiving episode. That's right. Remember, he kept having to go back out in the weather.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And she also says she'd have Fred Sanford only if Aunt Esther is there, and she would have some Shan Pipple. Oh
Yeah,
gosh,
I'm
and
doing
Patricia
Uncle
Jackson
Phil
also
or
says Uncle
Dr.
Phil.
Huxtable. I just want
Yeah,
a
I
nice
think I'd have to
dinner,
go with.
and
I would go
I
with Dr.
want
Huxtable.
Auntie Claire, and
Okay,
then Theo. Yeah, I want the Huxtable family.
okay. Mike V is saying, "What about Mr. Cooper?" He said, "You like Mr.
No,
Cooper."
mm-mm, mm-mm.
I thought
Mr.
that would be
Cooper, Mr.
interesting.
Cooper might get set on fire again.
Oh gosh, is that what happened to him?
Remember?
I don't. He got caught on fire, huh? Okay.
Reminiscing of
Wow.
Richard Pryor. Speaking of catching on fire, have you guys seen the Eddie Murphy documentary?
I thought you were gonna mention Richard Pryor because he's the one that live on the Sunset Strip with the after he got burnt up smoking crack.
No, but have you seen the Eddie Murphy documentary? If you haven't,
Not
you
yet.
need to go watch it over the break. It is so good. And we're talking about nostalgia. I mean, that right there, it just brings back so many memories of when Eddie Murphy first hit the scene. He's brilliant. And I think he is one of the most underrated professionals, comedians, actors in the game. And when you watch that documentary, you're reminded of who Eddie Murphy is. He's a go. He's a go. You watch it; it's really good. Since we're talking about nostalgia, I mean, it takes you back, and just his career and how him not being nominated for an Oscar. It's just really good. It's a really and well
I
put
don't think
together
Eddie. See,
documentary.
I love Eddie. I don't think he's done anything Oscar worthy.
Oh yeah, if you watch the documentary, you'll be reminded. You won't think that now, but when you watch the documentary, his range in acting,
His range is
um,
great, but
yeah,
I just don't see a role that he played in a single movie that I said you should be considered.
Dreamgirls, he was good for best supporting actor. Dreamgirls, he did,
Okay,
and he talked
okay.
about it during Dreamgirls how he was going through a divorce, so he was going through
Mm,
something himself. But I mean, his catalog of movies is just I forgot about it. I mean, and he tells you so. I think if you watch it, you might feel differently about it. And I think he has a movie he's going to play in now that uh might put him back in the game. But he also
mhm.
talks about his criticism of the Academy might be why.
Yeah,
Yes, Harlem
yeah.
Night. That was another one.
Mike Lee said, "What about Harlem Nights?" Yeah, he said you can't front on that.
Hmm.
That's when Eddie, not Eddie Murphy, his buddy Arsenio had the little gun. One of them had the little
Yes.
gun.
And he talks about how, like, I didn't know that he had to pay for Red
Red
what's
Fox,
it?
Red
Red
Fox.
Fox's funeral.
Yeah,
He's buried a lot of comedians, and he was talking about how he just, it kind of broke his heart to see so many greats that died with nothing. And
yeah,
he's supported, he's buried people. I mean, the documentary is great. I would say go
yeah.
spend some time over the break and watch it. It's really good.
I just know that he's
Coming
given
to
us a lot
America.
of.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, but again, as much as I love these movies, I just don't find them to be true Oscar-worthy movies. But
Why? Because they're black.
nonetheless, what they got? Why would I say that? I
But I'm
just don't
just
find it.
saying.
I just didn't find it to be of that level. I mean, like for instance, Denzel Washington, Malcolm X, he should have gotten an award. I don't find Eddie Murphy on that level.
Hmm.
I find him to be one of the greatest comedians and entertainers ever, for sure. I just haven't seen one movie where all the way through I'm like, oh, Eddie should win an Academy for this. I just haven't. But who am I? I'm just it's just me. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't I
And you
can't take
say
that
you
from
look at him
anybody
as a
else.
comedian. He was like, he laugh at you. He like, I don't even tell jokes no more. I mean,
Yeah,
it just sets the
but
tone.
yeah, yeah,
He's like, if I feel like telling the joke, I will, but I'm so much
mhm,
more. And during the documentary, you're reminded of just who Eddie Murphy is. I mean, he
yeah.
started at 19.
Yeah, he did. He started young out in
He
Long
started
Island.
young.
Mhm. Mike says I'll sit and watch Seinfeld and laugh out loud. I don't think Seinfeld's ever done anything that's award worthy either. For that matter, I mean, I can enjoy you, but
I
that
mean,
doesn't
for an
mean I
Emmy,
have to
you don't think
award you.
Seinfeld is Emmy worthy?
I don't think he himself. Some of the characters made that show. If you ask me, I mean, him by himself is just boring. It's just white folks type funny. It's I think King of Queens was much better than Seinfeld. I think Everybody Loves Raymond, which they just did a 30th anniversary special. We just saw it yesterday, but I think that was funnier than Seinfeld. The one that really surprised me when we talk about the white comedians was Frasier. My wife started watching Frasier some time ago, and I started, let me check this out, and that's actually hilarious. But
Hmm.
Seinfeld is just, he's okay. He's okay. He's not again not award worthy. I think Kevin James was at him and Leah
Right.
Remini
See,
was
they're coming through with
absolutely
all these
amazing.
movies.
Hmm.
And he who played in Seinfeld? What's his name?
The racist guy, Kramer, Michael Richards,
No,
and
Seinfeld. Who was
Jerry
the
Seinfeld was the
Jerry
lead.
Seinfeld. He was in
Yeah.
he's in the documentary too, talking
Hmm.
about in Eddie Murphy's
I saw a clip
documentary.
of him from Eddie's documentary. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
He's in it.
Um,
Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. I was quite
I
impressed.
listen. I am not taking anything away from Eddie. I'm just not one on the bandwagon that he should have an Oscar. But
Or
there,
nominated, you know.
well, I mean, nominated. I
He's
mean,
been
maybe in a
nominated
couple of
before.
roles, he's
Yeah.
been nominated, right? Yeah. So in some cases, you just have to take that and say, hey, this is the other thing I always say is too. Look, Eddie don't need white folks' stamp of approval.
No, he
With
doesn't.
these
No, he
awards.
doesn't, but it doesn't mean that you don't want one.
No, I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that it doesn't, to me, him not winning an Academy does not in any way diminish his accomplishments at all. This
Oh
guy
no,
has,
not at all. I mean,
yeah,
it's a part of the documentary though. That's only why we're
yeah,
talking about it
yeah.
because
No,
it's
I
a
get
part
it.
of
I
the
get it.
documentary.
I'm sure, as much as he would like to have an Oscar, I'm sure he will be the first to say that does not in any way define his career. Now, I love Trading Places, Stephanie Humphreys. Now, okay, I think maybe he could have been considered for Trading Places, so I'll walk it back. Trading Place, I love Trading Places.
Well, no, I mean, everybody in the chat they've listed like 5 or 10 movies by Eddie
Oh, I know,
Murphy.
but again, I don't agree that he should have been considered for those movies. Now, Trading Places, like I said, I'll walk it
I
back.
mean, okay, Trading
The
Place.
one
Well,
that,
some people think
listen,
Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights. He should have been. He
I
could have been
I get
nominated
it.
for Best Director. He
No, I
directed that film.
right.
Or another one he should have been nominated for is The Nutty Professor. He played like 5 different characters. That
He
is
played 5
Oscar
different
worthy.
characters.
That I mean,
Just because you played the 5 different characters doesn't mean you're Oscar worthy. I mean, if he
well,
played them
no,
well,
no. He played them well,
yeah,
and
okay,
so like that right there is
yeah,
Academy worthy. In some
okay,
people's minds. So his catalog,
yeah.
Coming to America. So the list goes on and on, and I
No,
think
I
those.
see the
Yeah.
catalog. I see what people are writing, and the one that I said that for me that really I think that he did maybe for me an Academy worthy look is Trading Places. I'm not dismissing that anybody else's feelings. Some people think Harlem Nights. Some people say Boomerang.
Boomerang, that's
I
another
don't
one that should
agree.
have been nominated because when
Yeah.
he talks about Boomerang in the documentary, he talks about how um they didn't feel like black people should be executives,
Mhm,
and so he
mhm.
got pushed back from that because they weren't used to seeing
Oh, you know
black
what was really
people.
good?
Well, I'm not finished talking.
Yeah, I know. I did because I didn't want to lose the thought. I'm sorry. Go
But
ahead.
they in the documentary he talks about how the film industry didn't think that people were ready to see black executives. So he just always was above the mark in
Mhm,
pushing narratives for black people. He said
mhm.
that Coming to America was about him wanting to find love. that's where that came from. That
Hmm.
concept of him looking for somebody authentic and truly to love him for himself. Great documentary. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. I'm glad he decided he's not gonna find love on Hollywood Boulevard at 2 in the morning. But nonetheless, no, but that distinguished gentleman. We do a lot of politics, obviously, on this show, but distinguished gentleman was a movie that was so underrated in my view, because I mean he went into, this was before, what's the movie with the lady with the cancer stuff up in the air and stuff, the white lady, Julia Roberts, I think, played in it. Oh gosh. But nonetheless,
Hmm.
this was a distinguished gentleman, was more than politics, because it took on that thing where they had the cancer clusters there, and Eddie had to, he had a vote in Congress about that, and it was a real serious issue, intertwined with the comedic stuff, because Bernie Mac was in that movie as well, and was it Bernie Mac or Chris Rock?
I'm not sure.
But nonetheless, distinguished gentleman, I think there was a lot of things in that movie that showed to me the different ranges of Eddie Murphy, and I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
perhaps he could have been considered for something like that as well. So, see, I
I
can
mean,
walk
there's
some
a
things
ton.
back.
Yeah, there's a ton of movies that he could have been considered for, and I think Stephanie Humphreys said it best. I'm sure there are plenty of movies that were not Oscar worthy. As far as Black movies, many that were Oscar worthy but didn't make
Hmm.
the list. And I think that's what what we're getting at too, is that who determines what's Oscar worthy or
Hmm.
not. The
Right.
and Eddie Murphy has done some very specific cultural movies, like defining movies for the culture. 48 Hours, like we say, we have Harlem
Mhm.
Nights. For him to direct that and bring all of those icons together, Red Fox, Richard Pryor. Fun. Oh, okay. So somebody said, Niele, you're giving it away. So I was about
Giving
to
it
say
away.
something else, so I'm gonna stop. But when I tell you it's good, when we come back
She
Monday,
loves it,
when we
obviously.
come back Monday, I want to get y'all thoughts. Why that's our homework for
Yeah.
the holiday,
That's
to
the whole.
watch this
Well,
Eddie
and,
Murphy
and let me
documentary.
say this too, to wind it out for on my end. Most people, in my opinion, most people who have won Oscars did not deserve it.
Well, there you have it. And the ones that should have won didn't.
There you go. What you got? What else you got for
Okay,
us
so
before we
we
get
have
into it?
some more headlines to go through. Good news. Reverend Jesse Jackson is home for the holidays. His social handle announced he has been discharged from the hospital.
I hope
And
everybody
so,
watching this segment.
huh?
I hope everybody's watching this segment by you right now, and you'll
Why?
know later. Look at the private chat. We got erroneous information, folks, and it's so ironic that Niele brings this up now, but um, so
Oh,
I'm so glad that Jesse is home resting. Niele.
right. Yeah, he's discharged and he's home resting. And so during the holiday season, I thought this story right here, Donald Trump and his crew, they are trying to take us back to the golden age of travel. And they're saying that it starts with us. So, a new travel etiquette campaign launched by the U.S. Department of Transportation is urging passengers to dress with respect, calling out growing trends of travelers boarding aircrafts with pajamas, bonnets, and loungewear. And so they're saying, knock it off, stop it. Now, it's not a mandate, but they're
Mm.
saying the Secretary of Transportation, Dean Duffy, is saying, let's go back to the golden age of travel, to where people presented themselves properly while traveling. Now, this, of course, has, brought up some debates about who determines what should and shouldn't be worn to the airport.
Mhm.
So, Chad, what do you think? Does he have a point? Should pajamas not be allowed on airplanes and people walking through airports with bonnets on? Or is it your, come as you are, how you feel?
Well, yeah. Again, you're going down a slippery slope when you start mandating what people should wear, what they should not wear, et cetera, et cetera. However, having said that, as a black man in America, in captivity, as some would like to say, I make sure when I go to the airport, when I go to Amtrak, I make sure that I am presentable. We
And you
have a
go,
different we have a different experience, as we all know, than other folks, and so to lessen that adverse experience, I make sure to uh, present myself in a way that I feel like I have a better shot of not having to some unnecessary confrontations.
right. Well, I think, pajamas and bonnets are a bit much. That's a little too casual for me.
Hmm.
Now I could see once we're in the air and you want to go to sleep and you put a bonnet on, but let's not get off the plane with the bonnet. You know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna put a bonnet on the plane, put a hoodie on, and go to sleep. But I do believe that, like to your point, there should be some type of presentation um that's not so casual when we enter the airport. I do
Well, Mike
believe.
V says, dress business casual. You wouldn't come into the office with Crocs. So,
Now they
and
do though, Mike.
now they do. They,
Remember, it used to
um,
be casual Friday, maybe once a month. Now you can
yeah.
go to the office with your flip flops on. You can bring your dog. I mean, it's just different type, different generation, different type of cultural experience.
Mm. She's. I like what. Wait a minute though. Hey, that. Dana Kirk, 2446, says, let's go back to the time when politics had politicians and not clowns.
Yeah. And on that note, we're going to go to the next story.
All right.
Let's head to California. We got two stories coming out of California. And this one might be a trendsetter for the nation. Los Angeles is the first major city in the world to fully synchronize all of its traffic lights, creating a
Hmm.
unified system that adjusts signal timing in real time. Now, the goal is to reduce congestion, improve traffic flow, and cut down on travel times. And so this will be interesting to see if it really works. But I know me, I hate when it's like stop and go, stop and go. You got a green light, then you get to the red light. So now you should just be able to hit the road and then everybody stops and then everybody goes. Now, I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Stacy?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't know what they're trying to, you know, in LA, what they're trying to do there. LA's traffic is so awful, as you well
Right.
know.
Hmm.
So I guess what they want to do, what they should want to do, is try to fix that, and maybe this is their one of their ways in which they're trying to fix it. I don't know, but I agree with what you said.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. So if this does work, then we might see a lot of other states and countries adopting this theory. And then let's head down to Anaheim. Now, this is
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
Now, I don't know if you guys know, but next year is the 100th anniversary of Black History Month. So MAGA plans to take over Disneyland on the last day of Black
Mm-mm.
History next year. And the event is called Patriots in the Park and calls for Trumpers and Trumpettes to gather on that day. I mean, I
Mm.
just think they want to antagonize us. The last day of Black History. And they're telling
Mm.
everybody to wear their red MAGA hats and to come. Now, they not saying all of the Black MAGAs come. They saying we taking over Disneyland, the
Disney.
happiest place on earth,
Mm.
on the last
Mm,
day
mm,
of
mm.
Black History. They ready to get it started.
They want to provoke. They want to provoke. That's what it is. They want a. They want to get. They want us to react. That's what they want.
They want us to react.
That's the. Mm, mm, mm.
And I just saw somebody, a journalist from NBC ordered a MAGA phone. Donald Trump was selling cell phones. He ordered it 10 months ago. He said he still hasn't received the phone.
He was how long?
10 months ago. He said he still ain't received the phone.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so Michelle Madison, Disneyland does need to be boycotted, or Disneyland should say no red cat. I don't know what they should do, but they should do something.
Oh, Mickey Mouse
It's
with the
just
red cap.
disrespectful. Uh, and last but not least, one of our youngest Olympians from 2024, he was a track star. He was the youngest on the male's track and field team. Talking about Quincy Wilson. He made a commitment. He's graduating and he's headed to Maryland, the University of Maryland. And of course, he's a 9-time high school national champion. He's a gold medalist and is currently the world junior record holder. So he made his commitment this week to the University of Maryland. He's from Potomac, so he's not going far. But his coach is also an Olympic winner as well. And so, I mean, we're all excited to see what he's going to do in the 2028 Olympics. So congratulations to him going to the University of Maryland.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good story there. Because and I like that. Just having his picture there with the word committed. Because he's
Yeah.
he committed, yes, to that school, but he's a committed individual. He's committed
For
to
sure.
winning these games in what 2028.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there
And
you
of
go.
course, it's going to be fun to watch him, these next 2 years while he's in college, too. Because I think all of these athletes elevate the game. You might not have watched track and field before, but when you have these
Hmm.
type of icons like gymnastics, we want to see who Jordan Childs is going to dance to. Is it Prince? Is it Beyonce? They just, every time we approach something or we get engaged with something, we elevate it.
Hmm. Exactly. There's no question about
Hmm. And
it.
speaking of elevating, just on a side note, since we're speaking of Olympians, Simone Biles, she's trending because she just released a video that she got breast enhancements. So she got her boobies done. And she was telling us about her experience, what size she got. I mean, she was like just shimmying with them new breasts. She got the breast she received. So yeah, she got a breast job.
I'm not gonna say
I
that.
mean, and they were very
Why?
proportioned. I mean, hey, they look nice though. Look.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she did a whole video. She said she's gonna tell us about her journey. She was so happy. I was like, okay, go ahead, sis. Yeah, Jordan Childs was good on Dancing with the Stars, although she didn't bring home the golden ball or the silver ball. Crocodile Dundee's son won. What was his name? Not Crocodile Dundee, but the famous animal guy that was killed by a stingray.
Yeah. Goodness grief.
Irwin. What's his
Stephen
name?
Irwin. Yeah.
Yeah, his son won Dancing with the Stars this year. Beat
Okay.
Jordan Charles.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are your Olympic, mixed in headlines for today. We got a breast job by Simone Biles. Quincy Wilson commits to University of Maryland, and Jordan Childs loses Dancing with the Stars.
He said, Mike says, but y'all want to get on brothers for having hair pieces in place.
Ain't nobody get mad at nobody with a little toupee or a little spray. A little spray.
Oh gosh. Goodness grief.
Oh,
All right,
Michelle
folks.
Madison said, Simone Biles, what are you thinking? I mean, they look nice. She didn't go too far.
Mm-mm-mm. I don't know why. I guess it's a long story, huh? And maybe as a man, you'll never understand. Toupee Shakur, he said. Wait a minute. We just don't understand. I don't know why people choose to have surgery that That's not necessary. I mean, gosh, okay, whatever.
Well, have you seen Glorilla? Ooh.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it was like, what happened? Was she doing a Latoya Jackson type thing here? What's going on here?
I
Lil
mean,
Kim type
it's
thing?
not just it's not just the facial feature she's changing. She's changing her skin tone
The skin
too.
tone. That's what I said. Latoya Jackson stuff going on here. What's with these? What
Patricia
happens
said
to?
it makes her feel beautiful. Well, I'm pretty sure she's talking about Simone Biles, and I
Yeah,
think that I'm not mad at her breast enhancements because they look good. They look good. I'm not mad at her.
yeah, but this stuff, like you mentioned, Glorilla.
Now,
What's going on?
Glorilla,
And she's
she's
young.
yes. Now she's giving Michael Jackson vibes. Glorilla is giving like, girl, stop, just stop, enough. Okay, you fixed your
Yeah,
nose. I get the nose. Okay, I get it. It was, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But she didn't like her nose, so she fixed her nose. Fine. But now it's like it's just getting smaller and smaller. It's gonna fall off.
oh gosh. As Patricia Jackson says, and I say this a lot. Just remember, we all get older.
So MKD, we don't use retardation anymore. It's called the spectrum. Okay. That's what I'm saying. We date ourselves on this show.
Mm, mm,
We date
mm.
ourselves. We
Yeah.
don't use that word no more. It's called the spectrum.
Mm. Wow. All right, folks, let's get some Black History facts. On this date, 1911, President William Howard Taft appointed William Henry Lewis as Assistant Attorney General of the United States, making him the first Black person to hold a sub cabinet post. This guy had already had an amazing path as the first African American named as an All American in college football. So he did a lot, yeah. So good for William Henry Lewis. On this date in 1911, he was appointed as Assistant Attorney General. That's the first time a Black person was appointed to hold a sub cabinet post.
Mm. Oh, beautiful. And this is why Black history is so important because I didn't know nothing about William. Now I know this man.
I would encourage you guys to look him up if you don't know a whole lot about him because he accomplished so much. And you think about when he accomplished that at a time where it was as hard as any other time for a Black person, a Black man to accomplish anything. So good for
Mm.
him.
Good for him. Now, Michelle Madison, we have to give this comment. She says, how will she jump and do gymnastics with those
Oh,
breasts? I have
uh
natural ones and can't wait to take my bra off.
oh.
They're not that big though, Michelle. They're nice
They do hold you
proportions.
down, don't you?
Yeah, but hers are not that big. And she talked about the incision. It was a little incision, and she go to her page. She tells you all about it. She tells you all about it.
Listen,
Oh,
if she goes and jumps or whatever, when she does do a somersault or something, those things explode.
right. You know what? And speaking of Ain't I a Woman, in 1883, abolitionist and activist Sojourner Truth died on this day in Battle Creek, Michigan. And of course, she is famous for her Ain't I a Woman speech at the 1851 Women's Rights Convention held in Akron, Ohio. Now, her speech criticized white privilege. We talk about that every day. It's so amazing how from 1883 to 2025, we still talk about the same thing.
Mm, mm, mm. The
And
more
so
things change, the more they
but
remain
it
the
stays
same.
the same. So
Yeah.
today we honor and remember the life, the legacy of Mother Sojourner Truth. Ain't I a woman?
Hmm. Wow. All right. That's a good way of getting out of here, right? Sojourner Truth.
No,
That's-
no breast
nope.
enhancement, you
Nope. No
know,
skin lightening.
no skin lightening, just a beautiful black woman.
Well, okay. So Dana Kirk, 2446 says silicone weighs less than our natural fat. So there's that for Simone. Okay. All right. So I'm not criticizing people. I'm just not understanding it. So I think there's a difference. I'm not criticizing. I just don't understand, especially to me, when surgery is not necessary for to help you stay alive, I guess. What do they call it? Optional surgery? What do they call it? Selective surgery? I don't know. Whatever they call it. I, I'm just not down for it. But I'm not a woman, and so
Yeah, I
whatever.
mean I mean it's fine. What's going to be interesting is to see all these people with these butt injections and tattoos, what they look like when they get in their 50s and 60s.
It is. But Greer says that she says women do it because men like big breasts.
Well, her husband bought the package with the little breasts. So,
Mike,
I mean,
wait. So Mike V says, imagine if brothers went out getting enhancements. We would be called everything but a child of God.
but low key men are getting cosmetic
Oh
surgery.
Lord.
We just don't know it. They're not
Mm,
they're private about it. You know,
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
on the
That's my point,
TL.
Patricia. Yes, because there's so much risk with surgery, right? I mean, people die having these surgeries and uh,
I know. I have a friend and he went to Florida to get I don't know, well weight reduction
mhm,
surgery. And it didn't go right. He came back home and his doctor wouldn't see him because here in LA because they didn't want to take the risk. And then he
mm,
couldn't go back to Florida because the person who did the treatment was horrible. He got an infection and almost died, and he had to go
mm,
all the way to Mexico for the corrective surgery. And
yeah.
I was like, what was the lesson? And he was
Mhm.
like, well, you know, I'm like, what was the lesson? You're beautiful the way you are. Knock it off. No more
Knock it off.
surgery. Well, my
Oh
arms,
my.
I have the flab of my, let it go.
Let it
If
go.
you can't go in the gym and get that flab off, let it go. You almost died and lost your life.
Well, Greer points out too that Kanye West's mom died on the table.
Right.
Yeah.
And she got her surgery done at a shopping center here in
Oh,
California.
really?
Yeah, it was the doctor's office was in a shopping center, a strip mall.
Hmm. Wow. That's
And that's where
horrible.
they're getting like you can go, especially like when you go towards Beverly Hills, Hollywood. Oh, they're in strip malls and everything, cosmetic surgery. My one of my friends, she does Botox and everything. She, like it's the procedures now. The people buy the machines and you could do it from your home or anywhere.
And like Greer points out, like Kanye had money. What did she do? What was she thinking?
But it wasn't like it was a nice office, but it was just in a strip mall.
Hmm. Goodness grief.
Yeah, like
Ah,
you can go get your hair done now. Like where I get my hair done in Beverly Hills, it's a hair salon, and then next door to it is two cosmic surgery facilities or units.
mm.
It's just all mixed in. It's just all mixed in with beauty now.
Right. So when you go to get your hair done, as you come back looking like Tina Turner, we'll know what's up.
You get and then you can go get your injections. You can get your Botox. I was thinking about I have this line on my
Oh
forehead.
Lord, here we go.
And I
These
was
LA
like, I
women.
want to get, but then I don't want to have like my eyebrow because Simone Biles said that she would never get Botox again because when she got it, she said her eye was like this the whole
Oh,
time.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Man. I don't know. That maybe we have we should have some psychologist or someone on and talk about these surgeries and these appearing to be unnecessary surgeries that people
Did you
have.
say a psychologist? I thought you was gonna say a doctor. You want you see you see
Yeah, I need to
yourself.
get
It's an
behind the scenes here. I gotta understand because even who was it Lil, I think it was, well, not Lil Kim, another one who talked about it.
Cardi B
That,
has butt injections.
oh
She
yeah,
got her
without
butt
question.
done.
But the one that was down in Atlanta with Lil Wayne and them, is that Nikki?
Hmm.
I think it was her.
They said
Somebody
her
said,
booty stinks. That's what Safari and Meek Mill said.
Oh
Their booty
Lord.
stinks.
Oh
But you know
God.
what? They do say that those butt injections, there's a certain odor to them. A lot of guys
Mm.
say that. You know, they be like, she was a bad sister. But when we got back to the house or to the room, that booty was woof.
Oh, that just that kills everything right there.
Yeah, but they say it's a little stench to it. You know, you
Oh,
gotta really get up in there and clean it because it's, you know.
mm. It's, I know that self-esteem issues play a role in some cases too. So, um, man, this is terrible. Anyway,
Patricia Jackson is busted up. She is
yeah.
cracked it up.
Wow, the
That's
combo has taken
that's
an interesting turn. I just don't, I just think that you got to watch who you listen to. You got to watch who you hang out with. Specifically, these young black women. It's like, come on, black is beautiful.
But and the Kardashians played a role in this too.
Oh gosh.
You know, I mean, if you watch that show, I mean, they just get a pinch here, a tuck there. You know, they're putting blood injections in their faces. I mean, they're embracing it, and then you see this, and then they're like, "Oh, I want that too. I want to look like that too." I mean, look at Kylie Jenner. She is a totally different person. That is not the Kylie from the early years of the Kardashians.
And all those rappers and athletes running after these Kardashians, like, are you kidding me?
You know,
Give me-
and even like makeup, like tons of like just like the face beat. It's just we have become such a superficial society, and
Mhm.
natural is not okay, and it really is, because in the long run you get old. Okay.
You get old, yeah. Good grief. Wow. Okay. And even when they get old, so look at Madonna. Madonna's almost unrecognizable too.
Oh, she looks like Cat Lady.
Like a cat lady. Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's a Joan Rivers. She died. She was getting old and she died and what, plastic surgery? Oh, Chris Jenner as a
Kris
Power
Jenner
96.
looks great though. I'm sorry. That one, whoever's doing her face, oof, that woman looks great. I'm sorry. You gotta give people credit. She looks amazing. Okay.
Hey, she's still with that young black dude too, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Oscar or something like that?
Corey
Corey.
Temple.
Oscar. Where did I get Oscar from?
Yeah.
Corey hanging in there. He trying to get in the will.
Wait. Orange G said, look at Kris Jenner face and then look at her hands. Her face may be 25, but her hands look 99. She ages like fruit.
Stephanie Humphrey says as she continues to age, she will welcome all her wrinkles in gray. No hiding, no surgery. And right, Patricia says you can only lift and tuck so much. What goes up comes down.
It comes down.
And
But
what
look,
goes on goes off.
Kris Jenner says, no, I'm aging backwards with my daughters. But she looks great. She looks great.
We want to be at a record. Don't be going into that shop next to your hair salon, okay?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
All right.
We appreciate y'all. It's been fun, and we'll be back at it again on Monday, as far as we know, right?
We'll be back on Monday. A homework assignment, the Eddie Murphy documentary. Let's talk about it on Monday.
And then we'll see if we can get my own award. You don't need the academies. All right. Thanks for watching, y'all. See you on Monday.